Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Last we left off, we finished up Black Gulch, the little area below the gutter. And it's not a very big zone, so you can run through it in like a minute if you just run past everything, just to get to the boss, the Rotten at the very end, but yeah, we didn't do that. We took our time, slowly and methodically cleared out the little area. Started off at the bonfire at the beginning of the zone, just kind of slowly worked our way towards the end, using our whips, the whip's reach to kind of destroy the little poison-spitting statues. And then we used our dual claws just to take care of little tar monsters that pop out. Yeah, they're not very strong, but they do have a pretty nasty grab attack if you're not careful. But if you take it slow, you should be okay. So, just whipped at the statues, clawed the monsters, looted the first chest. I think it had great magic weapon in it, and maybe something else. I don't quite remember. But yeah, just keep going past the two little worm things. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but they're just worms, giant worms. And so we took care of those guys. I think it was I think one of them dropped the Dead Again hex. Yeah, they can drop the Poison Stone, Dead Again, and all stones if you're in the Covenant of Champions. So we just dealt with them, looted the item, whipped the statues again, clawed the monsters. And then we were invaded by Wildland Child Victor. I think was the first one to spawn. And I wasn't sure if the claws would do very good against him. I wasn't sure if he had more. Well, I wasn't sure how much poise damage our claws would do to stagger NPC enemies, but luckily he didn't seem to have any heavy armor on. He did have a great axe, so he would get extra poise when he swung, but luckily our claws attack pretty quickly, so we can get in some jabs between his swings. So just came up to him, jabbed him a few times, backed off, rinse and repeat. So we defeated him, gave us an effigy like all of the other invaders. I think he can drop something. I'm pretty sure all the invaders have a very low chance of dropping a piece of their equipment, but unfortunately we didn't get that. Although I think it's something you can get during the game anyway, so it's not that big of a deal if you don't get it. But so we just defeated him, cleared out the rest of the monsters, rest of the statues, but carelessly took care of the statues around a wooden chest. Yeah, because those statue spits can break the wooden chest. But so we used the whip to take care of the ones in front. Used a hex witching urn, I think, to take care of the one in the back. Yeah, we don't use a fire pot or firebomb because there is a tar pit underneath the chest. So a firebomb would ignite it, causing the chest to break, and you lose the item. So took care of the statues. Precariously checked the chest because it did have a latch on it, but it wasn't a mimic because the Lloyd's Talisman didn't put it to sleep. So I guess it was a fake out of sorts. But yep, so we opened the chest. Inside was the Divine Blessing. It could be useful. But yep, just kind of worked our way around. Unpetrified the statue. Yep, unpetrifying that statue gives access to the other bonfire in the zone at the other end of Black Gulch, as well as a Pharaoh's Lockstone. And Lucatiel's summon sign should be in that little area as well, if you find her. So, lit the bonfire. I don't think we rested, but actually I think we did rest, because the statues won't respawn if you rest at a bonfire, but they will respawn if you exit the zone and reload into it. But yeah, so we just rested the bonfire, clear out the monsters again, and then the other NPC invaded. Yep, there's two guaranteed NPC invaders. Wildland Child Victor was first, and the other one was Gully. Yep, they have the same equipment, but the only way to tell them apart is that Victor has the great axe in his right hand, Gully has it in his left hand. or vice versa. But they have the weapon in their opposite hands. So we just use the same strategy we did with the Victor. Get a few jabs in, back off, rinse and repeat till he's dead. Yep, and he dropped another effigy, some more souls. And at that point, we dropped down to the secret area below. The first ledge had a forgotten door, which didn't have the key to it yet, so we skipped it. Dropped down again to the underground cave section, which contained 2 elite giants, as the game calls them. Yep. 2 of the giants, I know, survivors of the invasion of Drangelic all those years ago. And somehow they made their way into Black Gulch, but there was 2 of them. Yep, there's 2 of them. And there's 2 minimum, but for every friendly NPC summon or player summon you have, another giant will spawn down there. So if you plan on going down there, don't summon anybody. Otherwise, you're gonna have a real mess on your hands. Yep. So it was just us. So there's only 2. So the first thing we did is we dipped to the right into the elevator room, and at that point the giants backed off because they couldn't path into that room. So we just kind of sat at the entrance, used poison arrows to poison them to death, and that's probably the best way to deal with them, because I would not recommend going to melee, because they hit like a truck and they swing pretty wide. So yeah, not recommended. It's possible, but I'm not used to it because I don't fight them in melee. So we used the poison arrows to poison them down. 2 applications was enough to kill each one. And if you kill all the giants down there, you get the Forgotten Key, which opens up the Forgotten Doors, as well as a Soul of a Giant. Yep. A soul item which the only purpose is to cut Vendrick's defenses in half. Yeah, because at the beginning of the game, Vendrick's base defense is multiplied by 32. Yeah, I kid you not, it's like 32. 2, 4, 8. Yeah, 32. But for each giant soul you have, that 32 multiplier is cut in half. To a maximum of 5, which brings his defense down to the base, or quote, normal levels. But, so, you could consume it for souls, but I wouldn't recommend it, not until after you beat Vendrick, at least. So, we have our first giant soul. And then after that, we went to the other little room, that big cave, which had a petrified dragon bone and one other thing I don't quite remember. Probably not very important, but... And after that, we went back to the elevator room, grabbed the silver talismans, up the elevator, dropped back down to the open zone, into Black Gulch. And when we worked our way back to the other bonfire, there was another, like, drop down you could do. This drop down led us to Lucatiel of Mira. Yeah. So we talked to her. It's like the curse is getting to her. She's slowly losing more and more of herself, her memories. She said that she would do anything to preserve herself, preserve her memories, even if it meant fighting us. So yeah, it just kind of shows the desperation that she's facing, trying to stave off the curse and trying to preserve herself, as she calls it. So we talked to her, finished up her dialogue, and after that we went towards the boss and we took him on. Yep, the boss of the era is the third, or our third old one, the Rotten. Yep, the Rotten. He's actually not that bad. He's pretty straightforward. His melee attacks are pretty easy to dodge, especially if you have high agility and low equip load. He does have like a little AoE, a grab attack, but I would say the biggest obstacle in that fight is the arena. If there are giant patches of burning tar that you don't want to step into. So we just kind of dodged his attacks, poked at him. Oh, I think we used our claws. I think we stuck with our claws for that fight, which did pretty well, I'd say. Yep. But we also tried to disarm him, or at least dishand him, at least. Yeah, because you can cut his hands off, both hands, his right hand and his left hand. Cutting his right hand doesn't do anything; it just makes him drop his cleaver. But cutting his left hand will cause a Pharaoh's Lockstone to spawn. So if you need another Pharaoh's Lockstone, cut his left hand. Yeah, but yeah, just he will regenerate his hands after a while, so it's like, okay, you can do it if you really want to, you can, but it's not necessary. Yep, so we just dodged, clawed him to death, and he gave us his soul, the rotten soul. Yep, another great soul. And then we slapped on some fire quartz ring, a orange burr. We kind of hopped our way through one of the tars to get to another item, a fire seed. The fire seed just kind of sitting in the arena. And after that, with the primal bonfire, checked out the altar to the Sunken Crown DLC. And then we made our way to the Forgotten Door in Black Gulch. Yep. And we dropped down again, opened up the door, where we encountered I think it's Dark Delver Grendel. Yeah, another Covenant guy, but I was hoping we could talk to him, letting us, or join his covenants, the Dark Covenant, whatever. I can't quite remember what it's called, but it's a Dark Covenant, I'll say that. Yeah, I was hoping he would let us join the Covenant, so we can take on the first section of it. Yeah, because in order to rank up in the Covenant, you have to traverse through the Abyss. Yeah, or at least a section of it anyway, a chasm of sorts. And it's basically, you give him effigy, he opens up the portal next to the altar next to him. You go through, you run through the Abyss caverns, fighting off NPC enemies, and at the end you have to light a not a bonfire, you have to light a giant fire at the end. And once you light the fire, you drop down, you return to the altar, you talk to him, you rank up in the Covenant. So I was hoping we could do that last time, but I guess we have to find him in his other spots. His next spot's in Shaded Woods, which should be coming up, as well as Drangelic Castle. So hopefully we can start his quest, his little Covenant thing, in the shaded woods. But I have a feeling we're going to be in the castle by the time he actually let us do anything. But so yeah, we met him down the gulch, and then the last thing we did is we went back to the gutter, because there was another forgotten door in the gutter. Yep, full of poison-spitting statues and an urn. And inside the urn was a corpse holding Havel's armor set and great shield. Yep, Havel's armor. Yeah, it requires 20 strength. We don't have 20 strength, so can't really utilize it to its maximum yet. I do plan on getting at least 20 strength, but probably not for a little while because I'm not focusing on it. So we have his Havel's set, and try to remember what else we did. I think that was it. I think we just hopped back to Majula, bought the other bright bugs that Melintia restocks after each old one. I think we checked with Kale, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. And that was it. And between episodes, I went back down into the gulch. Yep, went back down to the gulch because the tar monsters have it's a low chance, but they do have a chance of dropping Titanite chunks. So I just kind of went back down there to farm chunks from them. And I also got invaded by the Forlorn down there. Yeah, the Forlorn has a chance to invade in the Black Gulch, and they can invade even if the boss of the area is dead. So, yeah, so one summoned, we beat it up, and I continued farming for chunks. So the chunks I gathered so far upgraded our mace to +9, one of our winged spears to all the way to +10. Yes, I used one of my slabs to +10 a spear. Yeah, the highest upgrade level for a normal Titanite weapon is +10. I think Twinkling Titanite and Petrified Dragon Bone weapons upgrade to +5. So, but we maxed out one of our winged spears, upgraded a Priest Chime to +9, Mace to +9. I also upgraded the Witch Tree branch we got. Oh yeah, there was also another Forgotten Door I forgot about. There's a third Forgotten Door. Yep, I forgot about it. It's in the pit. Yeah, it's in the pit. It has the item needed to access the Sunken Crown DLC, Dragon Talon, as well as 3 chests. One containing Soul Vortex, one containing Great Lightning Spear, the other one containing the Witch Tree Branch and Bellvine. So, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, and also between episodes, I also upgraded the Witch Tree Branch, because it is a better magic weapon, or magic staff, for us anyway, right now, than our Sorcerer Staff. So, I upgraded the Witch Tree Branch to +6, infused it with a magic stone to do more magic damage. So it's a better magic weapon for us. It also casts slightly faster than it too, so that's a win-win. And I also turned in my 50 Awe Stones to the Covenant of Champions, and oh my god, I thought I could give them in batches, but nope, I have to give them to it one at a time. I had offered the Awe Stones one at a time, so yeah, that took a while. I thought we could at least give all 50 at once, but nope. So I did give all 50 to the Covenant of Champions, getting us to rank 3 in the Covenant. The rank 1 reward was another copy of Great Magic Weapon. Rank 2 was the first Dragon Ring. It increases HP, stamina, and max load. Yep. It's this game's Ring of Favor and Protection. Yeah, Dragon's Signet Ring grants its bearers protection of dragons, but easily broken. Yeah, it has really low durability. I think it's like 90 durability or something like that. Ralamond, Knight of Drangelic, served the king by guarding the fort until his own demise, and was said to have cherished this ring throughout his life. So we have the first Dragon Ring. There are, again, like 2 other versions of it that are stronger, but we'll eventually get the other ones. So that was the rank 2 reward of the Covenant of Champions. In rank 3, we got the Victor's Seal. The Ring of the Covenant of Champions Covenant greatly increases attack power of Bare Fist. And by greatly, I mean it's like 10 times the amount. I kid you not. It took our fist damage from 50, maybe 50-ish, 60 maybe, all the way up to 300. So it's no slouch. Souls of the fallen heroes found along the way, salute those who scoff at danger and bravely seek the harder path. Join this covenant strengthens the enemies within your world. It not only does it increase our attack power of fists, but we're also able to power stance our fists. Yep. Like this. So it's the same moveset as the claws from last episode, but now it's our fists. Yep. And I think that was it. I think that's all I did last episode. Or between episodes. And today we're going to press into Shaded Woods. Yep, Shaded Woods. I'm not quite sure how far I'll get. Hopefully to at least Scorpionus Nashka, hopefully. But we'll see. Although the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to talk to Benhart out here, because he also has additional dialogue once you unpetrify Rosabeth. And a lot of people tend to forget that, me included. If you're having a hard time finding him, that is supposedly other locations past this point, he's probably because he's still here waiting to be talked to after unpetrifying Rosabeth. So it has happened to me before, a few times actually. So that's the first thing we're going to do, just make sure he moves on, because he's probably the trickiest NPC to complete his quest line. Yeah, because he's in some odd spots, I'll say that. But we're just going to make sure we talk to him here before we press on to the Shaded Woods. So that's the plan. Talk to Benhart, Shaded Woods. We'll see how far we get. In our plan for today, at least starting off, oh, that was kind of wonky. Almost fell through the floor. We're starting off by boxing. Yep, we're going to be using the Vanquisher Seal to power stance our fists. So we're going to be punching people to death, hopefully. That's why I don't have anything in these slots, because I need 2 empty slots in order to fisticuffs. I have my short bow for some ranged action. Lightning Priest Chime +9. Yeah, that's one of the things I upgraded +9 with our chunks. This is going to mainly be for Force Miracle and heals. Yeah, because I'm going to focus on just melee combat, at least for now. So we have range attack, heals, support kind of stuff. And our rings are the Vanquisher's Seal, just so we can have additional attack power with our fists, as well as power stance in your fists. Covet's Ring for most souls, Chloranthy Ring for standard regen, because power stancing does take a ton of stamina, so hopefully we should help mitigate that. Ring of Blades +1, just to increase our physical damage. And our armor set, I think we look pretty cool. Hood of the Forlorn, Mad Warrior armor. We got this from the Red Phantom and Belfry Soul, the one you need to kill to increase the Bellkeeper Covenant. He'll eventually drop his entire armor set, so we got that. As well as Smelter Demon Gauntlets and Leggings, mainly for their physical defenses and poise. But also I think it goes pretty well with the Mad Warrior. And the Smelter Demon looks like we just have giant, fists on our fists. Standard heals, okay, iron arrows. Here are our stats. And you can see on the right there, the right hand weapon, left hand weapon, at 311. At 311 is our bare fists. That's our attack power of our fists with the Vanquisher's Seal. And the Ring of Blades. So if we take out the Vanquisher's Seal, at 311 goes down to 94. And then to 59 if we don't have the Ring of Blades. So yeah, you can see the sheer damage increase when you put on the Vanquisher's Seal. This makes fists very, very viable in this game. Yeah, and your fists do scale off strength and dexterity, so very good for just pure melees. I'm just going to put these back on. Yep. Again, here are our stats. Looking pretty good. I also, with the souls I gathered between episodes, farming the chunks, I did have enough souls to level up 10 times. So I put 5 points into Vigor and 5 points into Endurance. So you have a bit more health and a bit more Endurance. So I was tempted to put it all into Faith so we can use the Great Lightning Spear, but it was probably not the best choice at this stage of the game because we need more health and Endurance. Because the enemies are going to start hitting pretty hard coming up. So, yep. Alright. And my spells is Force, 2 copies of Heal, and another copy of Great Heal. A lot of healing on us with our Estus Flask and Life Gems. Yeah, a lot of healing. So, alright. Shall we get to it? Let's get to it. Yeah, we're going to test out our fists against this basilisk. Bam. Oh, yes. Yeah, the only downside with the fists is that they have very short range. Alright, we might need to put on the stone ring. It's not really staggering these guys like I want. Alright. Very slow cast speed, but... Wait, can I not get out of here? Do I have to go back to Majula and come up this way? Really? Alright, looks like I have to go to Majula. Okay. I was hoping that door would open, but it looks like it won't. Whatever. Whatever, game. Whatever. I have to do this the long way, so I'll probably cut it out, but we're gonna make our way to Benhart, so see you when I get there. Alright, Benhart. Got more to say?
What? Clearing the way as you're doing, was it? Didn't think you had it in you, pal. No. That's not like it sounds, no. It was a pleasant surprise, that's all. Name's Benhart. Thanks to you, I can resume my journey. If we share the same path, I'm sure that we are going to meet again. I'll repay my debt to you in battle. I swear it by my sword. The road ahead's going to be long, but I'm here to help.
So you swore on your sword that you'll be a help, huh? That's good.
I am in your debt. It's a true man who honours his debts, and I'll see mine paid. I swear it by my ancient sword.
You swear it by his ancient sword, huh? Learn gesture. Joy. Nice. Right. Anything else?
I am in your debt. It's a true man, I swear.
Okay. So now he should move on to his next spot, hopefully. Yeah. I also changed out my Chloranthy ring to the stone ring, because I do want to make sure I stagger enemies with my fists. Otherwise we're going to have a real problem. But yeah. Little trap. Alright, yeah, those goblins suck. Alright, I don't know about this. I do want to use the fist, so... I'm not two-shotting them, which is the problem. Even with the Ring of Blades, I don't know. I'm gonna persevere anyway. You don't want to look like a raisin? I don't know about that. We're gonna stick with it a bit longer. If it leads to more deaths, then I'll change out my weapon, but I was hoping not to. I'm hoping not to. I think I'm gonna try this again. Okay, so before we hit the switch, let's disarm the trap. Let's just arm the trap. So take these guys on one at a time. I know it's not pretty, but it works. Yeah. Alright. Ah, come on. Don't be like this. Don't do this to me, game. Don't do this to me. Thank you. Yeah, these goblin guys, they drop a lot of basic weapons. Like long swords, S-stocks, battle axes, the like. They drop a good number of them, so... Shards, thank you. Alright. Yeah, play smarter. Don't brute force it with your fists. Especially if you're not used to it. Right. Come on, door. Alright. Will they come and mess with me? Alright, good. Thank you. Alright, to the Shaded Woods. Let's go. Yep, we're going to be facing more goblins. I think the falconers show up here. Shaded Woods. Again, I think more goblins, falconers will show up. Yeah, there's a long sword. It's like I ripped his spine out or something. Fading soul. Yep. Yep. Very important stuff along this path. Yeah, we can get to Aldia's Keep through here. We can get to the entrance to Drangelic Castle through here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down here. There we go. Ow. I'm pretty sure there's at least another one, so we're just gonna pluck this guy. Bam. Yep, there was at least one more. I knew it. Here's the rock thrower. Alright. Give me your Mr. Ow. There we go. Ooh, a Ferrous Lockstone. Thank you. You can never have enough Ferrous Lockstones, but there is a way to get them. There is a farming spot for them, so. I'm pretty sure if we hit one of them, they all come. I have a feeling that's going to happen. Yep. How did I know? Life gem from the goblin. Proud knight from him, and effigy from him. Nice. Alright. Let's try and get a look at the statue. Flowers on the bottom. Can't quite make out what it's holding. Probably a lady of some kind, be my guess. Right. Oh, here's the face. Yep. Lady with some flowers. Okay. Bonfire. Nice. We have 3 paths. Alright, so we have 3 paths. One straight, one to the left, one to the right. That way is the way we're going to go. That leads further into Shaded Woods, and eventually into Brightstone, Seldora, and then the final old one. Trying to remember which way is which. One of these leads to Aldia's Keep, the other one leads to Drangelic Castle. So we'll go this way first. Yep. There's the Falconers. They are probably be your main source for Sunlight Metals offline, because they do have a chance to drop it. The only thing with Falconers is that their animations are wonky, to say the least. Yeah, you'll see when they run, you'll see it. So, we'll go this way first. Probably lead us to a dead end we can't go past. But, this way first. There are a few of these guys out here, yeah. Yeah, you saw his little awkward running. Nice. Then you got Falconer armor, I think the shield, maybe a weapon. Yeah, but the main prize is Sunlight Metals. There's another one over there. Hello. Helmets. And there's probably another one. Yeah, I knew it. Always assume there's another one. Go. Large Proud Knight effigy and 2 Twinkling Titanite. Nice. We like Twinkling Titanite. we don't quite have a reliable, renewable source of them just yet. So getting everyone is the best. In the original Dark Souls 2, there was a Flexile Sentry down here. Yep. The one we met in the Sinner's Rise. He was over here for some reason. So they moved it from here to there. In its place, they placed several invisible NPC-like enemies. Yeah. We'll encounter those guys in the Shaded Woods, the Dark Fog area, and in there, they're really hard to see. You can see them, it's just, you might see their outline, but yeah, they're very difficult to see in there. So what makes them really dangerous in that little wooded area is that as NPC-like enemies, they can backstab you. So I think you're the only one. Nope. Some gobbledygobs. Where are you going, buddy? Yeah, you can't even lock onto them, so... There you go. Yep, you can't even lock onto them, so... Yeah. Another side. Oh, was the Flexile Sentry over there? He might have been over there. He was on one of these sides. I'm pretty sure he was on this side. Dragon Slayer Crescent Axe, Golden Falcon Shield? Is that what I think it is? Yes, it is. Oh, I love this weapon. Dragon Slayer Crescent Axe, the beloved black axe of the gallant shieldless Lothian, formerly a Ferosa. No warrior matched the ferocity of unbeatable Lothian, but he abruptly retired from the battlefield and was never heard from again. Some say that he grew tired of the frailty of human foes and set off to slay the legendary dragon. This is actually the axe of Creighton. Yeah, Creighton the Wanderer uses this axe. So, yeah, but it's ours now. I think it takes Twinkling Titanite, but I do want to use it. I need 2 more strength. Pooey. We also got the Falcon Shield. Yeah, small shield used by Volgan Falconers. It appears like a glistening gold falcon from afar. Domestic Volgan soldiers are infamously timid, so it is no wonder that the fierce band of mercenary falconers was hired to compensate. Falconers were rumored to be the untrusting of others and demanding of prompt full payment, but no wonder they deliver much more than they are paid, and are well aware of it. Yep. Yeah, so these falconer enemies are mercenaries. Yep. Probably hired by Vendrick, be my guess. Yep. Alright, so I think this way... Yep. Oh, it's up here, it's over here. Yep. This way, I believe, leads to the Shrine of Winter. So I think it does. Yep. Shrine of Winter. That door can only be opened up in one of 2 ways. You can either go around and defeat all 4 old ones. That's one way to open the door. The other way is to have at least 1,000,000 soul memory. So we meet the soul memory requirement, but we're not going to go through the door yet. So through this door is the Shrine of Winter, which is the shrine that leads to the what's the DLC called? It's the last DLC, the Crown of the Ivory King. Yeah, that shrine is through this door. It also leads to Drangelic Castle. So, yep, Drangelic Castle. Right there. There's Drangelic Castle. And so we're not going to go any further than this. So, yeah, so that's towards the end game, or at least the mid game anyway. Well, I'll say towards the end game. Yeah. So we're not going to go there just yet. Which means the other path will lead to Aldia's Keep, which is a dead end because it requires the King's Ring to enter, which we can't get till after going through Drangelic Castle. So So yeah, this way is to Aldia's Keep. Yeah, kobolds. These kobolds are hostile. Yeah. Maybe not initially, but yeah, they will probably attack us eventually. Hello, Mr. Ogre. You have a lot of health. I think you're also pretty resistant to strike, which our fists do. Go. Yep, I think he's pretty weak to thrust, I believe. Alright, so I hope these kobolds don't attack, because I don't want to fight them just yet. So they do... You want some of this? So they can bleed and petrify, huh? The red tearstone ring. Oh boy. Yep. A ring set with a red tearstone. Reacts when the wearer is in danger, temporarily increasing its wielder's attack power. Yep. I think as long as you have less than, 20% health, this boosts your attacks by 40%? Yeah, I think in Dark Souls 1 it's like 40%, so it's probably about the same in Dark Souls 2. Kaitha, goddess of tears, mourns the undeserving dead, shedding tears as red as blood. It is said that the stone set in this ring is one such tear. So kind of the opposite of the blue tear stone. And a lot more valuable, I would say. So we'll make our way at least to the door. I think the bonfire is past the door, but alright. Yep, that's a door that requires the King's Ring to open. We could fight the Sea Knight, but I'll leave you alone. We'll leave you alone. We'll spare you for now. Alright, so that's the dead end. So let's head back to the bonfire, rest up. And then press on to Shaded Woods. Oh boy. Yeah, not looking forward to it, because again, it's very foggy, very hard to see, and with the invisible enemies in the way, yeah, not good. Not good. Nope, not good. Alright. Alright, so try to see... Yep, very foggy. And there's a number of those invisible guys in here. I don't know how... It's probably hard to see on the YouTube side, but on my monitor I can see him pretty well. He's actually real to find. At least until we get here. Now he's pretty difficult to see. So we're just going to take it nice and slow, because these are NPC enemies. They can backstab you. I see him, he's over there. So, there's another one. There's quite a few of them in here. I might switch to a proper weapon just to fight him. And there he is. Alright. These trees with the faces, if you hit them, they'll moan. And if they moan, they'll attract nearby enemies. So it's one tactic to use, just to kind of draw them to this little spot. But he's right there. Again, you can't target lock them. Luckily, we can fist them down pretty well. Again, there's quite a number of them in here. There's like 6 or so in here. So we have to be very, very careful. Otherwise, we use this tree here to attract them to us. But if you're unlucky, you can attract like 3 of them at a time, and it can get really hectic at that point. But let's do it. There's one right there. We're just tanking hits. Just tanking hits. Alright. Is that the only one nearby? That's the only one I saw. Okay. So we're going to stick to the right edge here. Oh, we just got turned around. Never mind. This is the way in. Oh, we could use prism stones to mark the entrance. Alright. So, this is probably a good place to use prism stones, just to kind of mark your path to where you were. You can just see like a little stone path. Oh, it kind of fades a bit. Alright, never mind. It fades away. I was going to say, there might be a slight faded path that you can probably follow, but... I thought I saw another one. Alright. We're going to stick to the right. Just kind of walk slowly. Here's another moaning tree. We can attract them to us. I see another one off in the distance. It's right over there. Oh, I think he went behind a tree. Nope. There he is. I see you. I'm trying to hit you. There we go. Like, I saw you. Now come over here. I know you have a crossbow. Come on. You just gonna sit there? No? Good. Take the 1-2. Take the 1-2. Let's see another one. Let's take it nice and slow. 2 Lloyd's Talismans. I heard him. I think I hear him walking around. Yep, right there. Yep, I knew it. There we go. Might as well use it. We got it. Just stick to the rights. Stop every now and then to get a view, see if you can spot any enemies. Nope. Eventually leads to a chest. It's a cliff edge, so you can... That's a death. And here's another one. And I can see another one as well. They're going to pull him to us. Right in the knee. Ow. Come on. Ow. I'm resisting the urge to lock on because I know it's not going to work. here. I ain't gonna go into the woods because I know there's more of you back there. Thank you. Yep, there's another one. I saw him. Alright, so there's another one over there. So let's grab this chest. I'm pretty sure you're not trapped. Old sun ring. I think we're good. Oh, this is the epee ring from Shalquar. Yeah. Old sun ring explodes at damage threshold. Yep. An old stone ring containing a fiery heat. Accumulates power as the user is harmed, then explodes, damaging surrounding enemies, while leaving its wearer unscathed. Our deeds will come back to us in some form or another, both good and bad. Could be useful. Actually, Ring of Thorns is also pretty useful since we're getting hit a lot. So, these two would probably be pretty good in our current situation, but... Let's try it out. Let's give the old sun ring a try. Yeah, because souls come and go, so we don't really need that many. It's a guy right there. Yep. I saw you. Cool. That's how the sun ring works, huh? I don't know if it's a damage threshold or hit threshold. Probably hit, but it does consume durability. Yeah. So now we're down to 64 instead of 75. All right. I think we might have gotten all the enemies in the area. Just stick to the right. Stop every now and then. Survey your zone. There's a guy over there. He's right there. There we go. Yeah, they're hard to pick out, but they're not impossible. Boom. Alright. And if your ring does break, you just take it to one of the blacksmiths, they can repair it for you. Yeah, so if it breaks, it's not gone forever, so you just have to pay a good chunk of souls to get it back. So now we're another edge. This ramp leads to, or this path leads to another chest. Before we open it, let's take a quick survey. Yep, guy right there. Alright. If we opened the chest, he would run right behind us, probably backstabbed us. So we're just going to wait for him to come. Boom. Get sun ring, punk. Alright. Close to clear. This should be the Chloranthy ring +1. Yes, it is. Chloranthy ring +1. More stamina regen. Thank you. Alright. So I'm just going to drop down. There are more items in the middle of this woods, but you can get turned around pretty quickly if you're not careful. And continue going this way. Stick to the right. Yep, there's an item right there, right above our heads. Let's see it. Yep, there's another enemy right over there. Give it a whack, see if somebody comes. Yep. There we go. Which is surprising. I'm surprised that you hit the thing. You might have been programmed to do that, just to draw other enemies to us. But, alright. Yep, alright, this is the way out. Yep, and that's the way out, yep. This leads up, yep, there it is. That's the way out. So we're going to put a prism stone right here. Purple, or blue. That looks blue. Right. So the blue prism stone's the way out, the red one's the way in. I heard him. Yep, I hear him. You could use the Ring of Whispers as well to kind of get an idea of where they're at. I think he's over there. But oh, he's right here. There we go. Oh, there's another one right there. Bring him to us. Pretty sure there's another one in here. I think I heard him. So we're going to grab this item. Soul item. Continue going this way. Go up. Alright, so this is another... it's just a... okay. I thought it was something more here. A knight? Oh yes, there is, right there. Knight in human effigy. Okay. So, I want to put another prism down here because we do want to come back here. Or... no, we'll do it right now. Here we have another NPC. But first, grab the fire seed. Here's another NPC. Vengarl, or at least his head anyway. Yeah, the red thing right there, that's the head of Vengarl. What's up, man?
Leave me be. I like it quiet. Leave me be.
I mean, it is nice over here, I mean. But...
what business have you here, traveller? You may call me Vengarl, if I deserve a name in this sorry state. 'Tis rare to flap these gums. This is pleasant.
yes, he's a decapitated head that is still alive. Somehow. Like, how can you speak without lungs, man? How can you?
Long ago, I was hired to defend the kingdom. I remember a long, brutal fight, and then somebody killed me. So I thought. I came to and found myself like this. I don't know what explains it, but it's not so bad, really. Now I watch the days go by and gaze at the night sky, thinking of the finer things, far removed from war. I'd grown weary of battle, but did not realize it until now.
You were weary of battle, and it took you to your beheading to realize that. I mean, after a while, war does get maddening, to say the least. But, alright, Vengarl, anything else?
I know not what brings you on this journey, nor will I deign to ask. You may bear a great burden, don't we all? I
prefer to stay my distance. But I want to warn you of something. My body. I see visions. My body, headless, raging without me. My body wielding my sword, a sword forged only to kill. My body will show no mercy. If you see the wretched thing, stay far away.
Oh, Vengarl, we won't do that. We seek challenge. But, yeah. If we do find his body, we do kill it, come back to him, and he'll give you a reward. So it's also the only way to get him as a NPC summon. Yep, you can summon Vengarl for some fights, but you have to beat his body first. So, which we will when we get there. It's in the next major zone in this little area. Yeah. So, anything else?
I learn new things every day. Things never learned in battle. And, thanks to you, I've recalled the joy of conversation. If I can help you, if you require something, do speak up.
Alright. Head of Vengarl. Learn gesture. Decapitate gesture. Fitting for a head. Alright. Yep, he's a merchant for us. But we'll talk to him first.
I cannot lie. Sometimes I wonder what's become of the kingdom. I was a hired hand, yes, but we soldiers stared death in the eye together. And for His Highness, I am afraid. But perhaps it's for the best. We knew not what we fought for.
Yep, as long as you got paid in the end. Yep. But I wonder what kingdom he's talking about. He's talking about Drangelic or the other kingdoms that came before. Like, how long has he been here? Kind of thing.
I was born in Feroza, a land in the distant east. When I was born, we were already mired in prolonged conflict with our neighbours. Eventually, our kingdom fell, and our people scattered. I've been a sellsword ever since. All I ever knew was war, and I can imagine no other way to live. What a fool I was.
For not trying another way of life, probably. But, yeah.
I am grateful for these peaceful days. But such contentment lies only in the here and now. Why must life be so confounding?
Yes, why must it be so confounding?
Thank you for lending an ear to my ramblings. Here, take these. I've no use for them.
Ooh, we got his helmet. Nice. See what happens when you talk to people? They give you stuff.
Go along and resume your journey.
Alright. Anything else?
I cannot lie. I was hired and for His Highness, but
Alright, so that's all he has to say. Yep. And we can buy the Claymore, one of my favorite weapons in the FromSoft arsenal throughout the games. Give me a Claymore and I'm happy. It is a great sword. We picked one of these up in No Man's Wharf. So we'll buy at least one Claymore because I do want to use it. Though I need 20 strength to wield it, but should not be too hard to get. Destructive great arrows for great bows. They cause designed to destroy equipment with impact. Yep. Brave does not necessarily entail going head-on with a foe, especially if they have better armor than you. Use these arrows and grind them down from afar. Yep. I'm pretty sure the Alon Knight captains in Iron Keep use these arrows. So, yeah. Yeah, very large, great sword, very heavy, designed for use with both hands. Allows for broad attacks, where effective against multiple enemies, requires great strength, experience to handle effectively. Yep. Yeah, the reason I like the Claymore is the moveset. It has thrusting attacks as well as sweeping attacks, so very versatile. Very versatile. He sells lighting urns as well as gold pine resin unlimitedly. So that's why we like them. Pick a few of those, maybe like 10 of these. Never know when you might need them. And he sells Magic Barrier. We already have a copy of this. Yeah, it increases its resistance to magic, lightning, fire, and dark. With the Rock's armor, it was common amongst the Wizard Knights of Mira. Yeah. We'll buy it anyway, just for the extra uses if we do decide to use it. But all right. Anything else?
I was born in for. Well,
Alright.
I've been all I ever knew. What if?
Okay, I think that's it.
Farewell. May we meet again. One day soon.
Alright, so the head of Vengarl. Yep. So the only thing left for him is to find his body and beat it up. Yeah, so if you kill his body, cut back to him, he'll give us the rest of his stuff. I think the armor, I believe, at least, maybe a weapon. So, yeah, buying stuff from him, he doesn't give you anything from buying stuff. You have to defeat his body for the rest of it. So, yeah, so we'll come back to him once we get his body, which again is in the next zone. So, Vengarl, thanks for the weapon. Alright. So I need 20 strength. 20 strength. And you can see an item right there. I'm pretty sure we have most of this area cleared out. So, should be okay. But it's Dark Souls 2. You never know how many enemies they're going to put in here. Radiant Gem, soul item. Alright, this should be... Alright, here's the red prism stone, so it's just the entrance. Cool. Alright, so we made our loop. Oh, yes, there is a, like, kind of a faded path that you could follow to get to the end. Alright. Does it actually take us to the end, though? Oh. Curse jar. This area's a lot bigger than I thought. Yeah. Come on. Heal up, and we're gonna slap on the Witch's Veil just to show off its effect. Because we got this back in... where is it? Here it is. We got this back in the gutter. Yeah, this offers immunity to curses. And I can show it to you right here. Because it's curse jar. Yep. It's applying its curse effect, but we are completely immune to it. So, suck it, curse jar. Suck it. 3 amber herbs. Suck it. Alright. So having this thing is very, very good. Actually, doesn't look too bad. I'm not gonna lie. But, alright. Slap on our hood again. And we also got Vengarl's helmet. Helmet worn by the ferocious Vengarl of Ferosa. As Vengarl's helmet suggests, he was not unlike a mad beast on the battlefield. It's a pretty cool looking helmet. Yep. Oops. Alright. Yeah, so this there is a lot bigger than I thought, but not surprised. I just want to continue following this path, see if it actually takes us somewhere. Oop. Hey, a chest. I think there was another guy over there. Nope, okay. Alright. Following this path was pretty good, because there's another chest right here. Okay, so this is where the old sun ring's at. Alright. I don't think you're trapped. Clear bluestone ring +1. I think that's the faster cast speeds. Yep, just provides even more cast speeds. Alright, getting some good rings. Alright, let's go back here. Curious to see where this takes us. Alright, so it does eventually lead out. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, so there is kind of a faded path on the ground that you can follow. That takes you probably from the entrance kind of like a loop, big loop around the area. I'm pretty sure that's everything. Yeah, I completely forgot about that last chest. I forgot about that chest. So, good thing we took the path, otherwise I would have like, hey, I think that's everything. But nope, it wasn't. So, I'll double check to make sure it's everything, but I'm pretty sure it's everything that's in there. Yep. A lot of good stuff in there, a lot of good stuff. Alright, so let's go out. Now we're high above. Like a little old aqueduct of sorts. Just want to check for invisible hollows real quick. Would have been a good spot for one. Bonfire behind us. What's our time? Yeah, we're gonna stop today. We're gonna stop here for today. Yeah, that's a good stopping point. Yeah, because this next zone has quite a bit to it, and I want to make sure I get everything. Yeah, there's some jumps. Yeah, oops. Yeah, there's little jumps we can make. Petrified statues we have to unpetrify. I'm pretty sure Vengarl's body's over there, past that statue. So, we have Vengarl's body to find. There's Ornifex in here. There's Dark Diver Grendal's in here. And a whole bunch of stuff I want to make sure we get everything. So it's going to take a while for that. But, is there anything else I want to do? Anything else? No? Alright. And that's it. I'm going to call an episode right here. Yep. We began our adventures into the Shaded Woods. Yep. Yeah, started off trying to talk to Jugo. Yeah, or Benhart of Jugo. Yeah, because he has additional dialogue once you unpetrify Rosabeth, and he won't move from the spot until you talk to him again. So, yeah. So we make sure to talk to him before he presses forward, otherwise we would have lost track with him and probably missed his quest line entirely. So, but in the process we did die because fists. Well, mainly because we didn't the little ambush from Benhart, that little where Rosabeth's at, and you hit the lever, door closes, the goblins in that little room activate, and there's like 8 of them. So we just got swarmed, and our fists weren't quite powerful enough to deal with them. Yeah, so we did die. We died to poison technically, but yeah, we did die. So yeah. So we went back to the bonfire, grabbed our stuff, cleared out the other ambush, opened the door, and we began our adventures into the Shaded Woods. Yep. Just more goblins upon the path, so we just kind of slowly picked them off, hopefully one at a time, but yeah, just gathered up some soul items, take a Ferrous Lockstone, and then we made our way to the bonfire. Yep, the next bonfire in the Shaded Woods. And that bonfire had a crossroads. There's 3 ways to go. So the way to the left will eventually lead us to Drangelic Castle. Yeah, there's falconers along the path. There's a Twinkling Time Knight, effigy, soul items. The Dragon Slayer Crescent Axe as well as the gold falcon shield was along that path. Yep. And that eventually led us to the Shrine of Winter. Yeah, the little gate. Yeah, it's the gate that can only be opened by beating the 4 old ones, or having at least 1,000,000 soul memory. And your soul memory is the top. Oops. Your soul memory is this over here. Yeah, this number right here. So you need at least 1,000,000 here to open the door. Yeah. So we have 3. We have enough souls to open it, but I'm not going to, not until we beat the other old one, the last one. So we backtracked back to the bonfire, went through the center path, which had an ogre, some kobolds that'll actually attack you. Yeah, and those kobolds inflict bleed and petrification. I'm pretty sure those kobolds can drop the Black Knight weapons. I'm pretty sure those are the ones that can. If not them, then it's the ones past the king's door. Yeah, so we beat up the ogre, the 2 kobolds, picked up the red tearstone ring, which boosts attack at low HP. Made our way to the king's door, which had a Cian Knight at the entrance, and we decided to spare the Cian Knight for now. Yeah, so we'll definitely take care of him once we have the king's ring. So his days are numbered. So then we went back to the crossroads bonfire, rested, and made our way deeper into shaded woods. Yep. The foggy area, with a whole bunch of transparent hollows. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's in this game, but they have like the ring of fog effect on them. Yeah, they're like almost transparent, kind of white looking. You can't lock onto them, so it can be kind of tricky to fight if you're not used to it. If you're not used to fighting off unlocked. And there's quite a number of them in there. As NPC type enemies, they can backstab you, so the fact that they're hard to see, you can't lock onto them, makes them pretty easy to sneak up behind you and backstab you. And I'm pretty sure they have like a short sword or a dagger in their hands, so yeah, it would hurt. So, but we entered the area and stuck to the right. Yeah, so we first combed the area around the right side, picking off enemies as we went. Used the various trees in the area, the moaning trees. And if you hit them, or they get hit, they'll moan, attracting enemies. So use those to kind of attract enemies to us. Just kind of slowly made our way around. We first encountered a chest with the old sun ring, which is a ring that explodes after taking a certain amount of damage, damaging enemies around us. Found the cliff edge, walked along that, picked off some more enemies along the way. And then we found a little ledge we walked along, which had another chest containing the Chloranthy ring +1. So an upgraded version to that. And we just kind of dropped down, continue along the right side, picking off enemies as we went. Picked up, I think, a soul item. I think like a proud soul or proud knight, an unnamed soldier. And then we found the exit. Found the exit to the area, but we used the prison stone to mark it, and we just kind of continued around the zone. And then we found the, I'll say altar, or I'm not sure what the structure is, but we found the head of Vengarl. Yep, Vengarl's head. Yep. So where we talked to him, learned his gesture, he gave us his helmet. We bought a claymore, some pine resins, some lightning urns, barrier, spell. Yeah. So, yeah, he's a pretty decent merchant for the year, particularly for the lightning resins. Yeah. So we talked with him. And he talked about how his body's still raging around and all that stuff, and how he likes the peaceful days. Glad that his fighting days were over and all that stuff. So talked to him, picked up the fire seed, and then we went back into the shaded woods. Yep. Continued around until we found the entrance, and then we kind of followed the faded path on the ground, picking off some more enemies, some more soul items. Found a chest containing the clear stone ring +1, for faster cast speeds. And we also came upon a curse jar where we demonstrated the effect of the Witch's Veil, the immunity to curse. So, just to show you that it does work. It does do what it says. So, yeah. And after that, just finished following the path, where we came up the stairs here to this bonfire. That was it. That was it. Oh yeah. Made some progress. Yeah, made a bit of progress. Yeah, the foggy, shaded woods area is pretty nerve-wracking. The enemies, they're not impossible to see. You can make them out. They're not quite the same shade as the background fog. They do have this kind of like a little shadow outline to them. But at a distance, they are hard to see. But up close, they're a bit easier to tell. But yeah, that's kind of why I kind of stopped and looked around just to kind of see if I could see their little shadowy outlines. But yeah, there's a lot of them in there, a lot more than I thought. So yeah, so just take your time, slow, methodical. You should be good. And yep, that was it. The next episode would be the rest of the Shaded Woods. This big old section. Yeah, there's quite a lot of things here that we need to make sure we do. There's Dark Diver Grendel's here as well. This should be a second location. Weaponsmith Ornifex is here. We have to free her in order to access her inventory later on. There's Man Scorpion Tarkus is here. Yep. Gonna have to talk to him, which requires the Ring of Whispers to actually talk with him. There's a Crystal Lizard. There's Vengarl's body's in here. I think it's actually over there, if I remember right. There's... what else is there? A bunch of curse jars. There's some petrified enemies we want to unpetrify to get some of their stuff. I think Crane the Wanderer is in here as well. I think he's up there somewhere. Yeah. And the boss of this area is Scorpionus Nashka. So we do want to summon Tarkus for that, Man Scorpion, and Crane as well, just to ensure that his quest line gets progressed. I don't think you have to summon him for the fight, but we're gonna do it anyway. Yeah, you can see a bunch of little moths. Those little moths as well. There's like a few of them in this little area, so we're gonna have to make sure we pluck them out when we find them. Yeah. And I think that statue right there has the key to the free Ornifex, I believe. Yeah, so we definitely need to get to him. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's the plan. Next episode, this section. But again, that is for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.